Hey there, fabulous friends. Welcome back to another episode of Mealtime Magic and Mayhem with Tricia's Bites of Life. This is a podcast where we turn mealtime madness into fun, peace, ease, flow, whatever you want to call it. I'm Tricia, your mealtime and relationship mentor, here to help you balance meals and, really live life like the rockstar mom you are. So whether you're wondering what's for dinner or you're looking to build confidence in the kitchen, you've come to the right place. Today, we're tackling one of the biggest challenges for busy moms, meal planning. I hear it so much. I hate meal planning. I don't know what to cook. You get to the end of the day, or you've bought all the food and you wasted it. Grab your favorite drink, maybe a cocktail if it's been one of those days, and let's dive in. So, let's get real. Meal planning can feel like trying to juggle flaming torches while you're riding a unicycle. And we've all had those days where the idea of cooking dinner makes us want to curl up in the fetal position. And honestly, who hasn't resorted to takeout more times than they'd like to admit? And there is a place for it. I love takeout. But if this sounds like your life, you're not alone, and you're definitely in the right place. So today I'm going to give you some practical meal planning tips. We're going to cut the crap, get straight to the good stuff, and make meal planning feel less like a chore and more like a breeze. So let's talk about some different ways you can create a weekly meal plan that might feel a little bit easier. Now, the number one thing I recommend is keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Start with a basic plan. I want you to think about your week and jot down what you and your family love to eat. Just start there. Now, let me remind you that meal planning doesn't mean 3 square meals a day, 7 days a week. Even planning for takeout is part of a plan, right? Even eating leftovers is part of a plan. So keep it simple. Don't overthink it. One of my favorite ways to make it fun and interesting, and it's also a great way to prepare kids for what's coming, is to theme nights. Meatless Monday, Taco Tuesday, Wacky Wednesday, Thai Thursday. We all get home and decide that, shit, I really don't want to cook tonight. I love to keep a frozen lasagna that I can put in the oven and I can go on about my day while dinner's cooking, or having freezer meals on hand. I like to keep those things flexible. I don't create too much of a rigid structure of here's what I'm eating on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It doesn't work for my life. So it's really about being flexible for what fits in your life, not how somebody else tells you to do it. Another great way to really lean into the ease of meal planning is to utilize a meal planning journal. What I want you to do is think about the last time you cooked, or maybe if you cooked tonight, write down what worked and what didn't. It's a great way to reflect, learn, and improve. Then what you can do is tailor it to your family's tastes and schedules based on what worked and what didn't. Maybe they really loved it and they want that meal on rotation. Write it down. It's great to keep those handy-dandy recipes in an arsenal. Quick and easy recipe ideas are another way. We need quick dinners for busy work days that won't have us slaving over a hot stove all night. That's miserable and nobody wants it. One of my favorite ways to tackle those evenings are one-pan wonders. We're talking less mess, less stress. Throw everything on a sheet pan in a skillet, pop it in the oven or cook it on the stove. Dinner is served. Everything goes in the dishwasher. We don't have to create a 3-course meal every night. We don't have to resort to chicken nuggets every night. There's always a way to handle it in the middle. So Instant Pot magic is another way. If you don't have an Instapot or a Pampered Chef quick cooker, these things are a game changer. It can cook meals in a fraction of the time and taste like it's cooked all day. The flavors are out of this world. But this is a great use for freezer meals you've prepped ahead of time that you can just take out of the freezer and drop in there. Or dump all the ingredients for a soup and let it cook while you're helping the kids with homework. Or while you're checking your email and making your to-do list for the next day. I also really recommend trying batch cooking. And we've mentioned freezing a little bit, but you can batch cook, or you can just batch prep with dump and go freezer meals in a Ziploc bag. You can double up on recipes and freeze the extras. Make 1 large pan of lasagna, and if you're only feeding a couple of people, freeze half of it. You can reheat later. Or double up the recipe, make 2 pans of lasagna so that you have one in the freezer that you can just have your husband pop in the oven or your teenager pop in the oven because you're running late. These are great ways to get everybody else involved in the help and again, release the weight that's on your shoulders. Future you will thank present you for this genius move. Next up, involving the family. Let's get the whole family in on the action. I've mentioned it a couple of times, but mealtime and meal planning isn't just about feeding mouths. It's about creating connections around the table and through cooking. And so I want to see you start to delegate those tasks. Even the littlest hands can help. Even at the age of 3, they can help you measure and help you get ingredients out. You can even just distract them with something that maybe you don't even need, but they feel involved. The more they feel involved in the kitchen, the more likely they are to try new foods, help you cook, and develop those skills for when they go out and leave the nest on their own. So give them age-appropriate tasks to lighten your load. Maybe you need them to help you get things prepped on your way home so you can start cooking. There's so many ways that we can involve the family, from getting them involved in the meal planning, to the cooking, to setting the table, to serving, to even helping you clean the kitchen. Now, I know some of that can be really, really overwhelming, and so I love to turn it into a family event. I like to make it fun, whether it's using fun dishes like fun ramen bowls from Amazon for a ramen night, or whether it's playing some music and a playlist that gets everybody in the right mood, or it's really making it fun by creating creative conversation starters, right? There's a lot of way to make it fun. You can challenge each other who can prep something the fastest, or coming up with a use for an ingredient. I have so many different ways to make it fun, and I'll give you links to the guide Bringing Fun Back to Mealtime to share some of those. So many ways you can delegate, make it fun, involve the whole family. If we can delete the stressors that are weighing us down, we get to show up differently at the table just naturally. And when we do that, the whole energy changes. I want to talk to you about tools and resources. There's so many tools out there to help you on this. There are meal planning apps, and these can be absolute lifesavers. They help you organize your plans, create shopping lists, and even suggest recipes. I know of one called Plan to Eat, and it's a place where you can copy the links to your favorite recipes, drop them in there, and meal plan from that. I think it runs about $50 a year. There are Notion meal planner apps. I have one called the Mealtime Magic Maker that I'll have linked below. It's loaded with 100 different recipes and a meal planner, and it creates a grocery list. There's Principles. I have a magnet meal plan that I keep on the front of my fridge, because when I have it up there, nobody asks what for dinner. They walk by the fridge a million times a day. They can see it themselves, or they can see the list of things that we're going to have. They may ask me which one we're going to have, but we've eliminated that hair-raising, frustrating point when you hear that question, what's for dinner, that makes you want to sneer, makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up. You know the question. You get it all the time. Lean into grocery delivery services, Instacart, Walmart pickup, Walmart delivery. You'll save so much money, save so much time, and you don't have to worry about taking the kids to the store and fighting over what they're going to put in the cart or taking out of the cart. You can even make the list and have someone else to do it. So many of them deliver it right to your door. So the last thing I want to talk to you about today, well, maybe not quite the last thing, but I want to talk to you about something I've created that I think is an absolute game changer, and it's been a game changer for me, and I know it can be the solution for you. I want to introduce you to the Kitchen Witch. Now, I've heard from countless other moms that last-minute things, I don't know what to cook with what I have in my fridge, or I forgot to meal plan, or I didn't thaw the chicken and I don't know what to do tonight. So, drum roll, please. This is my very own AI chatbot designed to make meal planning as easy as pie. I mean, seriously, if you're tired of figuring out what's for dinner, the Witch has got your back for substitutes, creating recipes on the fly, creating whole meal plans and grocery lists. It really is the solution to stress-free meal planning. And with the Witch, you get fast and easy recipes in seconds, and they're tailored to what you have in your pantry if that's what you want. No more last-minute grocery runs. Talk about money and time saved, and so much less waste. It's meal planning made simple because it creates smart grocery lists sorted by aisle and helps you save money by only buying what you need and by using ingredients you already have, or using her to repurpose leftovers that you already have. Maybe your family doesn't love leftovers, but if you could Ask the kitchen witch to repurpose those leftovers into something completely different. How much fun could that be? It's also a great way to discover your inner chef. It's like having a personal assistant in the kitchen or me sitting on your kitchen counter guiding you every step of the way. It's perfect for busy moms and women entrepreneurs who want to balance meals in life without losing their freaking sanity. Trust me, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. You can get access to her at the link below. She's $10 a month or $97 annually. That comes with a 30-minute call where you and I work together to create just the right prompt for you to get the most out of your image. You'll also get a series of emails with a ton of different prompt ideas and inspiration that you can use with the Kitchen Witch to make your life oh so much easier. All right, so let's recap today. We've talked about keeping it simple, reducing the pressure on yourself, using meal planning resources, whether it's a paper planner, a digital planner, a magnetic planner on your fridge. We've talked about quick recipes and creating that arsenal of quick recipes in some sort of meal planner, or using the Kitchen Witch to create your own quick and easy recipes. And you can really cater those to your dietary restrictions and family preferences as well. We talked about family involvement and the best tools to make your life easier. Stress-free meal planning is all about finding what works for you and your family. There is no one size fits all. So quit trying to shove your square peg in somebody else's round hole. Not going to work. So it's all about finding out what feels good to you so that you can show up differently at the table and really be there to connect with the people you love. Remember, it's not just about the food. It's about nurturing relationships through food, improving relationships around the table, and discovering that inner badass chef you didn't know was there, or maybe you did and couldn't find her. So let's go from chaos to culinary confidence and calm. Cook with some freaking swagger. I really appreciate you hanging out with me today, and I hope you found these tips helpful and feel a little more confident in tackling your meal planning. Make sure you subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Let's keep this community growing and thriving. It's incredibly powerful, the relationships that can be built around the table when we feel like we can show up as our stress-free, authentic selves. If you want to see the Kitchen Witch in action, check out the next video you can see here. Grab access to the Kitchen Witch at the link below.